Hi all, welcome to Tech with Java. In this video, we are going to discuss about Spring Boot feature called Actuator. In Spring Boot microservice architecture, basically, when we are designing any enterprise applications, there are multiple microservices we have to design on the basis of domain objects. So, and each and every microservices will basically free to communicate with each other. So in that case, basically, it is quite hard to manage or trace the health of the microservices for a DevOps or a developer. Why? Because basically each and every microservices are running on different instances, different ports, and it is basically difficult to check that which microservice is basically running on which running correctly or not. Is there any problem with that microservices? It is up or not? So those things basically very difficult for DevOps or infrastructure engineer to check that. So to overcome this issue, basically Spring Boot provides a feature called Actuator, and Spring Boot Actuator is basically provide secured endpoints for monitoring and managing your applications. So whenever we are designing a Spring Boot application or a Spring Boot application, microservice application, that's basically for monitoring and managing purpose, we can use actuators, and there are different all the actuators endpoints are basically secured. So for enabling in our Spring Boot project, where if you want to enable the actuator, so for that we basically have to add one actuator dependency, and there are some properties we have to define in application.properties file of our project. So before jump into directly on this, basically we will discuss about few URLs which is basically provided by the actuator. So if we talk about URL terms, let me open the main class. So for demonstrating this, I am just taking the previous videos example where we have designed the REST API using Spring Boot. So this is the project which we have designed for the REST API services, which is basically where we have taken an employee object, and their employee object we have created a CRUD operation for this, and exposes the CRUD operations REST APIs for that. So here we are going to demonstrate for the actuator endpoint. So basically actuator, there are multiple endpoints provided. One endpoint, it is provided basically and slash matrices. This is basically it is used to basically view the application matrices, such as what memory is being used, what kind of threads are running, what all classes are there, what systems uptime are there. So all these things are basically checked by these matrices. And the second endpoint, basically it is providing as /env. So this will basically provides all the environment variable related whatever we are using in the application. So all the environment variable related information, it is provided by this endpoint URL of the actuator. Then there we have a one endpoint called beans, which is basically providing all the string beans and their types, scopes, and whatever the dependencies are there, and everything whatever as a bean we have defined in our project, that is basically we can see by using this actuator endpoint. And then we have one actuator endpoint called health. This is basically very important endpoint. Basically this will provide the information about microservices is up and running or not, or is there any problem in that microservice. So that basically provides the status of the microservices, Spring Boot microservices, which is basically running or not. Apart from that, basically we have one more endpoint called info, which is basically providing general info about the Spring Boot application, whatever it be. And then we have one more endpoint called trace. So trace is basically it is basically used to see the all the list of traces of your REST endpoints, what all the REST endpoints are there. So we will see these endpoints how it gives the result. So for that, firstly, we have already taken the project. We have already designed the REST APIs. All these REST APIs are there, if you can see. So I'm just going to add a dependency for actuator, and there are some properties we have to define, and then we will see that how this actuator will provide the information about this Spring Boot REST API application. So for that, I'm going to add the actuator dependency. It is building, so it's downloaded. Now if I want to check that if it is being added or not, then we have to go to the maven dependencies, and here basically we will see that somewhere actuator dependency is being added, so it is added now. So post that, what we have to do, we have to define some properties file, properties into properties file. So basically the very first thing we have to define is the management dot server dot port. This property is basically telling that on which port we are going to run these endpoints. These are basically actuator endpoints is running. So on which server or on which port these endpoints should run. So this is basically defined by this. So I am currently giving this as 9000, and then one more property basically we have to define, which is basically telling that what all endpoints we are going to expose. These are basically by default not exposed. So when we are defining one property and telling that what all endpoints we are going to expose that, so then after then only we were able to use those endpoints. So here basically we have defined dot and points dot web web dot expose endpoint. Yeah. So this we can basically, I guess, give this way. So yeah, exposure. Okay. So now let me just run this code and show you the demonstration about that. I'm just going here and running this application. Just so okay, started. Okay, now if you can see this console, this console is basically having two ports. One port is defined like this, and another port is basically defined like this. So here also we have defined these two ports. One port is basically server.port, and another port is basically management.server.port. So this port is basically telling that what all REST APIs we have been designed over here is deployed on which port. So that is port basically defined by server.port. And whatever the actuator endpoints we have defined, we want to run on which port, so that is defined by management port. So let's just run this and see that http://localhost:9091/employee. So if we hit here, we can see that we are getting the result for the service. So what service we have run, we have basically called all employee service, all employee, which is basically providing whatever the employee details are existing over there. And suppose if I want to hit the 9000, right? So this service won't work. Not found. Why? Because on 9000 actually actuator is running, not these services are running. So now let's hit the actuator. So you can see here what all things actuator is providing. These are the basically these are all the endpoints which are actuator basically providing. Okay. So actuator, cache, health, info, environment, log file, logger, temp, matrices, schedule task. If any schedule task is there, mappings, matrices, and then have dump, loggers, environment. So there is a lot of endpoints providing, but I have been pointed out only those which are important to discuss. So okay, so let's one by one hit that and see what it will give. So here I'm going to copy paste then matrices. So here you can see that what all things is basically providing using matrices. What matrices is providing? Matrices are providing information about that threads, sessions, memory free areas, everything. So these are what is the memory is being used, processing time is being used. So this way it is providing. So if I want to use any information for this, we can use something like this. Let me just try this. Yeah, it is giving me this information. So this way I can demonstrate that what all things are required. Okay. Now if I want to check that, suppose okay, JVM class loaded. So what would be the value for these? So I have to go here, put this. Okay. The number of classes that are currently loaded in Java virtual machine, basically base classes, measurement, value statuses, values, available. So these are the information basically provided by matrices. And let me just try other. One is environment, one is bean, one is health. So let me just try with env first. See, whatever the information we have defined in environment variables, right? All the information is basically came. JDK path is we have defined, system properties we have defined the ports, we have defined Windows system cell properties. So everything which is basically defined in the environment variables come here. And similarly, if I want to go here and tell now give me the information about the beans. So these are the beans which is basically loaded by this program. Auto config, health endpoints, dispatcher servlet, and checksum properties, auto configuration, thread pool text, whatever the beans we have loaded by this gives me all the information. Now if what would be the next one? And that would be a health info entry. So let me just quickly define those things. First, health is basically giving the status, either the service is up and running or not. And now we have to define the info. Info doesn't have anything because we haven't defined about this microservice info. And and then traces. What is that? Traces or trace? Trace. Okay, it is not working. Okay, so trace is not running. That means we have to define any other properties also there. Okay, so this way we can check that what all things are providing. Okay, let me. So this is overall demonstration for the actuator service. It is basically very important for monitoring and tracing purpose. What all going on with that particular Spring Boot microservice, we can basically do the analysis, or we can basically check uh, all the things by using these actuator endpoints. So that's it for this video. If you like this video, please comment out, subscribe my channel, and press the bell icon so that you will get the notification for upcoming videos. Thanks.